Who are you, Blues fan? We're bleeding blue with you. Let's go, Blues! Let's go, Blues! Let's go, Blues!
Aloha and mahalo, and welcome to the second intermission show. I'm Guy, the Wild Blues fan. I'm joined by Chris Lambert. The Blues are up 4-1. Been an interesting game. Wow, I'm not sure what to say. They're playing not to lose in my eyes. We got E here. Fourth line's absolutely rolling, and they flipped them. The fourth line's played as many minutes in the first two periods as they normally do in a game. They average right around 10 minutes, and they're at 9 minutes right now. Chris Thompson from Hawaii with this kitty cat says, let's go Blues. And I'm not sure who this is. I have a guess that it might be, I'm not sure. I think it's Chris. Not sure. What do you think of that period there, Lambert?
I would say it's probably kind of like what I was predicting, over kind of like the Blues actually being a little bit laid back in this case, a little bit as they kind of were. And I'm also glad that they went ahead and decided to go ahead and make sure that they overturned that goal over, because I think that was clearly interference right there about pushing the goalie.
Oh, yeah, he hit the pads. I seen that. I knew that was getting overturned. That's one of the few times where you just know that that's getting overturned, right, Lance?
I certainly hope so. I mean, we've seen some pretty bad times. Like, if we all remember, Jake Allen got pushed out of the goal a couple of years ago in Boston, and two players took him out, and they called it a goal. I always hold my breath when I think, man, there's no way they could say that was a goal. I just have to go. And then this time,
that one there made no sense.
No,
the reason that they upheld that goal was he didn't try and get back.
Well, how could he?
Couldn't try and get back. There was a guy laying on him. Right? There was a guy laying on him. You know, that was one of the worst ones. 3 shots again. Yeah, the Coyotes are just going through the motions, man.
And what's sad is the Blues are playing. And they're playing good, but they're not really pressing.
No, they're not.
And they got 22 or 25 shots on goal.
25
Like, we're not playing our greatest, but we're just doing it exceptionally and just enough, as you described earlier, Guy.
Well, and that's what I felt. You know, it just had that feel of it. And also, you know, they had Shane Doan on, you know, Captain Coyote.
I always liked him. He was a good player. I feel sorry for him that I think he only got to go to the playoffs 2 times, maybe 3 in his 21 years. Yeah,
not a lot.
No.
Hold on, let me check on the shots, because we're getting some varying. It went up to 28.
25, 28. I mean,
yeah, 28-9. Yeah. So the official score bumped a few. The Avs will be this easy, Lance.
Do you know what he sent me that on Twitter, on Facebook and messaging, and I sent him a picture of Snoopy in a chair reading a joke book and busting up laughing and rolling around on his belly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was great.
I love Shane. Always wanted him in the Blues.
Good player.
In the Blue Note. Yeah, he would have been good in the Blue Note.
He would have fit the Blues style.
Yeah, he would have. He talked about that series, the 7-game series, that was one series he played in. But you could tell that he's not happy with this move to Arizona
he's not.
State.
No, you know, he's trying to be positive and look at the bright side. You know, his son played at AZ State. He's going to get to see more of his son if they play there for a little bit while the new stadium is being built. And you know, I saw something about AZ Sports guy said, this isn't a political issue in Tempe. Well, it is a political issue. You and I, Guy, know that anytime a stadium gets built, it ends up being a political issue. What are you going to do for me? Are you going to scratch my back? And I hate to see that. I do hope they get a good arena, but I'm sorry. I honestly think there's not enough fans where they're talking about building it to even have 14,000 people a game.
The thing is you've got Gila River. You know, to me,
Gila River is a great stadium.
The excuse about driving, people will drive if the product is worth it.
Hey, guy,
And
guy,
that's the issue.
yeah, I'm going to tell you. In St. Louis, the Blues rely on the Metro East, Collinsville, Edwardsville, Troy,
Yeah.
Highland, and then they rely on Arnold, Missouri, and St. Charles and Chesterfield. People drive from all those places downtown.
Yep.
And you also have people like me and
It holds.
like Imperial and House Springs that drive.
Yeah,
down
there's
there
people
too.
from Festus that have season tickets.
Yeah, it's a 16,000 seat stadium. I mean, that's big enough.
Yeah.
15,000 is an NHL size arena. I mean, Winnipeg's
small.
only 15,000.
Yeah, but Winnipeg's not newer. The NHL would. I just don't see how the NHL can say. And I'm sorry, Phoenix fans. I think it's great that you love the team, and I like the Coyotes. I've always liked the Coyotes because of their logo and that initial jersey, and I just think that's neat because I'm from the West Coast, and the only teams
your throwback goal song, Duluth Sandstorm.
Yeah, and the only teams I had when I was 4 or 5 years old before I moved out here was the California Golden Seals and the Kings. So when I moved out here, we had all these teams within 8-10 hour driving. And, we still went to games and did stuff. I feel bad for the fans because can a 15,000 seat arena make money for Phoenix? I don't think it can.
No, it's not. Why don't they share with the Suns like they used to and be done with it? Because the Suns said they didn't want them.
Yep, the Suns said no.
Yep, the Suns didn't want to deal with the ice plant and all that stuff. And they just felt that it wasn't, and the scheduling. And
we all know, Guy, if the NBA team wants something, they bring in a lot more revenue than any NHL team will. Yeah. The NBA team's going to get it.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Phoenix Suns, they basically have just exploded this season, and they're the number one
good.
In the NBA West.
It comes down to this. All of this stuff, it comes down to one simple thing. It's the product you put on the ice.
It does, yeah.
The owners of the Coyotes have not invested in a good product. It's not a good product. I know they got fans. They got fans like a sports guy who's not on the show today because he's at the game.
Yeah.
But it simply comes down to this. I'm telling you, if the Blues put on this product, they'd have 8,000 people in the stadium.
Hey, Guy, 2005 was the first season I had Blues season tickets. They had just signed, is either 2004, 2005, 6, somewhere in there. They had just signed Billy Guerin was their big free agent guy.
Yeah.
And they were drawing between 9,000 and 12,000 people a game. And, the Blues weren't putting a good product on the ice, but they were still doing 11,000, 12,000 people a game. Arizona's not going to get 11,000, 12,000 people to the game with a bad product on the ice. And the Blues were trying to turn things around. The problem is,
hold on, there's a caveat to that. You're right. Yeah. But the caveat is the entire time that Arizona's been out there, they've never put a good product on the ice.
Never.
For a significant amount of time.
Never.
The Blues went to the playoffs for 25 straight years.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the year that goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the owners screwed that up. But you're still going to have that. Yes, Gerard, I know him. We
we know.
Not a fan of his. He's not a fan of mine.
Yeah, we don't want to get into it. And the thing about it is, too, I don't know if you know this. Everybody made it sound like Rick Tocchet got fired. Well, do they know why he basically got fired? Because they told him they wanted to play a bunch of youth. Yeah. They weren't going to go sign any big free agents. And that's the way it was going to be done. He's like, I can't do that. If you want to win, you've got to let me run this team the way I want to. Because Rick Tocchet's a great guy, and his hockey knowledge is way up here.
Gerard, I'm not going to talk about it on the show. It's something
personal.
If you want to send me a message via Twitter, you can do that.
And Gerard,
I'm not going to talk about that on the show.
Guy and I had some issues, but we will say we wish him the best and hope he does well.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
No hard feelings.
Right. But we'll just leave it at that.
Yep.
Chris is stuck in the middle. I'm so sorry, Chris. No, I mean, it is. Chris is enjoying himself, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right? We always have a good time when Chris comes on.
Yeah. No, so to me, what this comes down to is definitely the and by the way, hold on. My Twitter addresses are scrolling around the bottom of the screen there, Gerard.
Yeah, and while you're looking at those guys, if we all remember, when Dave Checkett's owned the Blues, not as many fans came out because he was a terrible owner.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, Dave
Checkett's God.
Oh my goodness. Well, he wasn't as bad as Henry Ernest. You got to give it that. He was not as bad as Henry Ernest.
I give Henry Ernest credit because he saved them, but I give him no credit because he basically bought them to try to dump them later on, and that's what he did. I do give him credit because he saved us.
He made them profitable.
I can understand this Arizona situation is basically, much more of the problems lies within ownership. Of speaking in terms of not putting a good quality product on the ice, so to speak.
Well, I mean, here's a good one from Vladdy, right? Is Florida a good example of product on the ice theory? Yes. They're finally starting to draw, but they've had a couple of years now of putting that product on the ice. If, let's say, next year they tank it, that's all going to go away. They haven't built. It takes a decade
at least
or more to build that. Excuse me, my GERD just attacked me.
Yeah, and you have to, what you have to do, and this is a good example. Okay, the Blues have been perennial playoff team for years. They weren't in there for a couple of years after that 25-year run, like Guy said. What happened when they won the Cup? Their season tickets went outrageous, and now it's hard to get much more harder to get tickets. Is it just by happen chance? No, it's because they won the Cup after the year, Guy, when they were in the finals, in the Western Conference Finals against San Jose. Their season tickets went up. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, it takes some time to do this. It takes a decade or more to build that, and that's what you're seeing right now in Vegas. Vegas is 5 years old now, right? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, somewhere around there, 21. So 5 years, 21, 22, 5 years old. And they're getting that, but now they're going to have an issue because next season they're not a playoff team.
I don't think so.
How well have they created that fan base? And that's going to be an issue for them. Mm-hmm. Seattle, you get 5 years, guys. That's about what you get. You get 5 years to build up a team. It takes 3 to 5 to start. It takes 3 to 5 to rebuild. It takes 5 to 8 to build from scratch.
And one thing I can notice about Seattle real fast is basically, they probably mean well to, as a base, to start off a team and all that and everything, including getting a couple of our players like Vince Dunn, for example, and everything. But apparently, they're thinking a very good product mindset in one thing or whatever, and they try to replicate.
They're teaching their fans how to lose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're teaching their fans how to lose. When you get an expansion franchise, you're going to sell season tickets for about 3 years without an issue.
Yeah.
You're going to sell out for about 3 years, no matter what.
3 to 5 years, yeah.
3 to 5 years. You're going to get that. You're going to get that little buffer. Well, they're teaching their fans how to lose. What it's going to be from this point on is how well they develop their talent. That's what it comes in now. A team like this, it's how well you develop your talent. And
that's really going to be a growing fear. Like you said, after about the 3 to 5 year span, those types of fears are going to start brewing and coming out more. They're going to start to really show more.
No, and it does. And the hype around Vegas. See, Vegas did something, and I don't fault Vegas for what they did. I really don't. Vegas, and I've talked about this before, and I know we've only got a few minutes left, and we can talk more about it on the post game. But I've talked about this a little bit before. Vegas did not have a hockey culture there when they started. So
Seattle
they
did.
They needed to have that win now attitude.
Yep, win quick. Yep.
And they had the players available to do that. What they also had, and this is where they made their biggest mistake, they were able to trade draft picks for not picking somebody. Mm-hmm. I'll give you a 5th round pick
if you don't pick
you take so and so over so and so.
Yep.
Right? Well, they got all these extra draft picks and then traded them away for players to win now, not to develop.
And Guy, and their picks, they've not done well in my mind looking at their minor league team.
No, they haven't.
They're not doing well with their picks. Not at all.
Dane says you will be
ripped the
talking
words right out of my mouth, Lance. That's exactly what I was more along the lines was thinking about, based on all the stuff that I've seen about Seattle this year.
Listen what Dane says. Dane says you will be talking to the Blues producers and will become famous. Asked him why he thought that, and his response was because he's old and grumpy and he can argue his way out of a bargain.
Talking about you or me?
Me.
Because we're both grumpy.
I know we are, but I bet Petro regrets it. I
No.
think he does too.
I don't know.
Vegas took Buffalo's Eichel karma. That's part of it. Nick Suzuki was a good pick. Yeah, okay, great. Where's Nick Suzuki playing right now?
Yeah, where's he at?
Right? Right? The problem with that is he's in Montreal where he's becoming a star.
Yeah.
What happened to Jack Eichel? Is he playing for Vegas? I know he maybe kind of started to do it at first, but like how many games has Eichel played for Vegas since they acquired him from Buffalo?
10 or 15.
Yeah, like 9 to 11, I think, something like that.
It's not a lot.
Not
and he's one solid hit away from retirement.
Oh, yeah,
right?
with that neck?
Yeah, he's one solid. Petro doesn't regret it because he gets paid no matter where they are in the stand. Yeah, but no, you know what? I disagree with that. You might be getting paid. You might be getting paid.
Go ahead.
Dane said it's true that you're both grumpy. Tammy's saying see us after the game.
Yep.
No, Elijah, paying him is one thing. It's that no movement clause that wasn't going to happen. Now, they were willing to give him a partial no movement for 2 years. He would have gotten one for last year and this season, and then it would have gone to a no trade.
And the Blues' last offer, regardless of what everybody says, at 7.8, it was not 7.8. It was 8.4 with those first 2 years with a modified no trades clause.
Well, it was a full no movement for 2 years, and then the remainder of it was a modified no trade that adjusted as you went down.
Yep.
Okay, guys, this is Guy the Wild Blues fan, Lance Scott, and Chris Lambert saying aloha. We'll see you guys at the post game. Should be an interesting post game. The biggest question is going to be this: will the streaks continue? Thomas, Bujnevich, and Tarasenko, will they do it? I hope so. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you at the post game. Aloha.